Hello and welcome to a video on good and bad social media posts. Today my partners and I will share a brief baseline analysis to help evaluate good and bad social media posts, as well as include a few examples of those good and bad social media posts. It's important to remember in this process that all platforms and or companies will find success in different ways, meaning one strategy that works for a company may not work for another. Our analysis will be conducted based on the 5 C's. So starting with coordinates. This refers to the synchronized macro level goals of the company's social media. That means good goals leads to good synchronized coordinates. You can always use the acronym ARCS to maintain effective use of coordinates in social media. That's aligned, reinforcing, connected, synergy. Ask these questions. Are our goals aligned and non-contradictory? Are they mutually reinforcing? Are they connected to one another? And do they collectively cultivate synergy? Next, channels. These are the ways you will communicate with your intended audience. What platforms will you use? What platforms are most effective for our causes? Which platforms will you be more passive on and more active on? Developing a good social media post includes making sure it aligns with the platform it is posted on.
The next thing to consider is content. This refers to the material you are posting on your channels. Questions that should be asked include what types of content should you post? What's the right mix of images and words? When should you post? Content strategies will vary between companies, but typically a successful social media post will consider what type of content will help reach the business and communication goals of the poster. Next up is connections. This refers to how your social media and your other channels are connected to each other. Some important questions to analyze would be, how should your social media accounts be connected to one another? How does your social media reflect your other forms of communication? Is the brand voice and messaging consistent across platforms? Successful social media users will utilize connections to maintain a consistent brand image across many different platforms and channels. Finally, there are corrections. Corrections refers to assessing the effectiveness of your social media and knowing how to change or correct any issues. Some important questions to ask are your business and communication goals being met? What is your plan to correct missteps? Is your social media reaching the correct audiences? Knowing how to analyze and adjust your social media based on feedback is an important part of being successful online.
Social media is knowing your audience, delivering a compelling message that ensures actions, creates loyal audiences, and influences our audience positively. Social media trumps traditional options because of its ability to reach a global audience, generate user input, connect target audiences, and analyze interest and action. Looking into the good examples, Daniel and I will be evaluating some companies on Instagram of some good examples of social media posts that we found. We looked mainly at Instagram because companies post the same content on both platforms, Instagram and Facebook. First, let's look at the local business here in Green Bay, Dirt Juicery. This is a good post because the company Dirt used the customer factor of posting a photo of customers enjoying their products. In the caption, the company says, "We love seeing new faces at Dirt." This caption creates a sense of family and is everything a good social media post would include. This post also highlights that the company likely includes having a sense of community/family as one of the core values. Now looking at another example of a broader company, Lululemon uses many different techniques on their social media platforms to connect with their audiences. This post promotes Lululemon's new poolside colors and clothing. This is a good social media post because it shows an influencer wearing the clothing that the brand is promoting. The influencer brings in a human factor. The photo of the influencer wearing the clothing shows that their products can be worn anywhere, even on the beach. The caption also says that the caption also wants the audience to participate in saying, "Tell us about your favorite summer color." This keeps the audience engaged in their post and creates a relationship with the audience.
Alrighty, so now looking at 2 more examples, we first look at the national company of Crumbl. Crumbl has built their organization based on specialized varieties of cookies. These 2 posts from Crumbl showcase a good social media post because each week Crumbl releases a new lineup of cookies. This technique engages their audience and brings customers in who want to try the new flavors. Crumbl has a large following with their special flavors. With this, each week they post a promotional video showing each new cookie. This helps engage their audiences with their content they post, bring in new excitement to their social media page each week through their different channels and connections, and boost their sales. So next we look at is Bubbler. That's right. So this is a good social media post because first off, it has a cute photo of a dog, connecting well with the audience based on the content it has posted. Many people love seeing cute dogs in photos. It provides that pathos idea to the audience. Bubbler has a good saying with its post giving a heads up that summer is coming up, and it's a great idea to start off with, a bubbler. So these are four great social media posts of showing off their content, channels, coordinates, and connections, and they can make corrections as they need to. So now I'll hand it off to Austin for bad examples of social media posts.
The first example of a bad social media post is Amy's Baking Company. This is an example of a bad social media post because this bakery and boutique is using their social media to post their frustration. Along with making their frustration known, they are aggressive in tone with all capitalized letters and are requesting that people don't talk about their business on Reddit, which is an unrealistic request. By showing frustration and asking for unattainable requests, the company seems very unprofessional to potential customers. Instead of using social media to demonstrate their beverage as an environment, they portray their company as an unwelcoming and unaggressive place. This IHOP post is an attempt at humor. However, the joke was very inappropriate due to the body-shaming nature that the joke was made upon. Instead of making their followers and customers laugh, they received backlash. While creating any type of social media post, it is necessary to understand what can be offensive. While posting about the death of a celebrity, organizations shouldn't attempt to make a joke or make light of the situation. Cinnabon comes off very unprofessional after a situation, and it makes the organization seem insensitive. While the post was creative, the timing wasn't appropriate.
This is an example of a bad social media post as it alienates the company's main target demographics, and although it's meant to poke fun at people for spending too much money, and instead it comes across as them criticizing some of their main consumers. This falls under the third C of the social media C's. In that content, they should have considered what they were posting and how different demographics and how their different consumers might have responded to it. This is another example of a bad social media post by Dove as it comes across as insensitive. Dove posted a video in which a woman applied Dove's skincare product and then pulled away his shirt to reveal a different skin color. This post was supposed to be a creative idea, but when seen from the eyes of a consumer, it was taken a different way. They should have considered the third C of social media, which is content, and consider how different types of people might have responded to this.